What's going on, y'all? Check me out here, and in my hand, I am happy to say I got the new Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. So Samsung recently dropped a couple of new devices, but the one that we're gonna focus on is this beauty right here. So I've had a couple of hours with it. I actually wanted to kind of like test it out and just get a feel for it before I spoke on camera about it. So you can kind of consider this my first impressions of the device. So, okay, the first thing that I wanna talk about up here is the design. So we have a 6.9-inch display versus the 6.7-inch display, which is offered on the Note 20. And that display, y'all, like all other Samsung devices, it does not disappoint. It's beautiful, it's vibrant. The color accuracy is there, and it's just, again, one of those devices that I like to pick up just because. And I like it even more in hand, honestly, now that it kind of has this squarish design versus the S20 Ultra, which to me was more round. So you have more, you know, squarish rounded corners, if that makes sense. I'm gonna probably have to tell that up in the video what I mean so that it can. I like the fact that this reminds me more in hand of the Note 10 than the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra. And you also kind of have like this matte back. So it's kind of textured, it's not glossy, so you're not gonna get those annoying fingerprints that you tend to see on the back. I've been rubbing the device right now, you can even hear. Doesn't sound like your typical glass. So yeah, you can see here, no fingerprints, we're good to go. I've been touching all over the phone all day and I haven't wiped it off, so that's good. Colors, so the Note 20 Ultra comes in Mystic Bronze, Mystic Black, and Mystic White. So out of all those colors, I do like this bronze color the best. It looks kind of like purplish, pinkish. To me, it kind of gives a unique vibe, but the thing that I do not like about the design here, y'all, is this camera bump. I think somebody even asked me that on Instagram when I asked you all to hit me with some questions that you have about it. This camera bump is huge. Like when I first took it out of the box, I was shocked at how large the camera bump was. You know, I expected it to be large, but I didn't expect it to be this large. It's interesting because when I first saw the camera bump on the S20 Ultra, I was shocked at how big it was. And it's crazy because the one on the Note 20 Ultra is even bigger. Yeah, y'all, you're gonna have to deal with that. But we'll talk about the cameras and if the bump is worth it for what you get out of the cameras. You'll find on the Note 20 Ultra that it has this Infinity O display. So it has the curved size, which does feel good in hand. And I gotta say, in using the S20 Ultra, I really miss this kind of boxy design. Maybe that's just me, but it just reminds me so much of the Note 10. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Now, in terms of weight, this one does have a premium feel without being too hefty in hand, especially considering the size of the display. Using a phone like this, you know, I think I'm kind of used to using bigger devices where the size of this display is noticeable, but it's not to the point where it interrupts the experience. Like, if anything, it enhances it, for me at least. Like, I like the fact that this is a 6.9-inch screen. Now, button placement, you do have your volume button and your side key on the right. You have your micro SD card slot on the top and your S Pen and USB-C charging port along with your speaker and mic on the bottom. Now, let's talk about this S Pen placement. It used to be on the right-hand side, and I found myself kind of like wanting to go there automatically because I'm so used to it being on that side. So I have to recondition my mind to go to the left side. But naturally, when I'm holding my phone, the S Pen is like kind of being hidden a little bit by my palm. So I find myself having to kind of like move the phone and shift it, you know, to get to the S Pen, where it just felt more natural and fluid pulling it from the right-hand side. Of course, when I'm using the phone on my right hand, you know, boom, it's easier to access. And speaking of the S Pen, it does have some new air actions where you can use it to actually navigate back. You can go to your recents. Even Smart Select can be done using just an air action. In my actual full review, I'm gonna let you know how useful those things are, but I will say, first impression wise, the S Pen is something that I don't think I utilize as much as I should and I could. Oh, the thing though that I like about the S Pen now is that it actually makes this little sound, like a pencil. Do you hear that? That is so satisfying, y'all. Like, the latency on it has been reduced to 9 milliseconds. So it's super responsive. And then when you hear that, it just literally feels like I'm writing with an actual pencil. Now it is powered by the new Snapdragon 865 Plus processor, and everything has been very snappy, responsive. I haven't had any issues in getting anywhere, or any glitches or hiccups and things like that. The battery is phenomenal. You have a 4,500 milliamp battery inside here. It did drop down a lot during my camera test, which I'm gonna show in a minute, but I feel strongly that this could definitely get me through the day and maybe even the morning of the next day. Now, I did do like a little mini vlog using the camera. It's such a beautiful day out. I think I'm gonna go to the park from here and try to get some photos and test this camera out a little bit.
It's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And a comma and a.
This is the standard shot. Boom. This is 5x zoom. Tap to focus. Boom.
It's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma.
And then let's jump up to 50x zoom, which looks like this. Whoop, whoop. God, it's hard to get it in focus.
Ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And a comma and a.
So again, this is wide. Standard 1x zoom.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma.
5x zoom. And then let's jump up to 50 again. Wow, this is really hard to focus. God, just the slightest movement. For 4K video, wide angle right now. This is how it looks wide. I'm just casually walking. Then I'm gonna do a light jog. This is the stabilization with that. And then this is 5x zoom. The shakiness definitely comes in here. Taking it back wide. Oh my God, this phone is hot. The phone itself is like ridiculously hot, and all I've been doing is just walking and filming. It is no shade out here, as you can see. But I've just been walking and filming, and the phone is like hot to the touch. There's no case on it, but this focus blur mode looks pretty good. I think I can change the blur too. Anyway, y'all, it's hot. Sweat is dripping in my eyes. I gotta get back to my car. I gotta go home. I gotta shower. I gotta eat. I can't be out here right now. It's too much. Anyway, I gotta go.
I would say, to me, the cameras are great. I haven't really tested it at night yet, but I know in just using Samsung devices in the past, I've personally always been really happy with the type of videos and photos that I get at night. But thus far, what I have tested, the pictures that I've taken during the day and the videos that I've taken during the day are good. Overall, I'm enjoying it. I love the design of it, the feel of it in hand. You already know how I feel about the camera bump. I like the cameras though. It is priced a bit high at $1,300, but it is cheaper than what the S20 Ultra was released at, which was $1,400. And to me, this phone kind of offers more, especially with the inclusion of the S Pen. So the fact that it's priced at a lower price point, although still high, don't get me wrong, I do appreciate the fact that it's released at a cheaper price point than what the S20 Ultra came out with. But I will say this is your classic phablet. You know, this is truly like a phone and tablet in one. This is a monster of a screen, but still can make phone calls, you know? And of course, being Samsung, they're throwing like a ton of features at you to get your work done. This is definitely the phone I would say for people that want to do a little bit of everything. I like the fact that I have my options because it keeps the phone feeling fresh and feeling new because I can always customize it to be a different way. So to me, it starts to feel old within a longer amount of time versus other phones where it might start to feel old within a shorter amount of time. So yeah, the features on this definitely can be a bit much, to the point that it sometimes might feel a little overwhelming, but I welcome it at the same time. But yeah, before I ramble any further, I know this is about to be a long video to edit, but I hope you enjoyed it. Definitely drop down any additional questions you may have so that I can answer those questions in the full review. I will say, thus far from what I have seen up here, it does seem to be worth the pickup. But yeah, we're gonna test it out some more and give you some final thoughts in the weeks to come. So if you aren't subscribed, you can go ahead and feel free to do so, as well as hit that notification bell so you can get an update when the video drops. And as always, thanks for taking the time out to let me tech you out.